all know, but the excuse is happiness is my standard. And if it doesn't make me happy, I should get to do what I want. But happiness is a stupid standard, because whether you want to punch somebody in the face or use a person or own a person, there is a right or a wrong, and it's not based on what you think. There is an absolute truth. People tell me all the time there is no absolute truth, and they are absolutely wrong. There is an absolute truth. His name is Jesus, and luckily he gave us a whole world so we know exactly what he wants us to do. As we land real quick, I just want to point out a couple last things, and here's the thing we have to understand. We're made for better. We're made for better than our own happiness. In fact, it's your next fill-in. You weren't made for lower things. I call them lower things, and you can figure out what that means in your life. But make no mistake, if Jesus isn't in it, you're settling. If Jesus isn't in it, you're settling for something lower, less. The good things on earth are passing reflections. They're things that we see darkly, the thinnest representation of real joy that we'll experience in the presence of God. In fact, Jesus says this about our good God in Matthew 7. Verse 11, so if you sinful people know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your heavenly Father give you good gifts to those who ask? The problem is we're looking for the good gifts in the wrong place. God has good things for us, but they come through him and by his hand. And the problem is so often we're looking in the lower place where God has designed us for so much more. My mom loves Max Lucado. Have you guys heard of Max Lucado? He's a Christian author, inspirational, super right? So real practical stuff. And he had this illustration that I liked, that I read. I'm going to make it my own because you can't just steal things. That's wrong, guys. It's wrong. It's in the Bible, thou shalt not. Okay? So he has this illustration of a fish on a beach. If you went right to the beach, how many going to the beach this week? Anybody? You're going to try and make it? I don't go anymore because I have children. They steal all the joy. Anyway. If you go to the beach and you found a fish, and the fish is on the beach, and he's flopping around, and you hear a slight sizzle sound, right? Now, you go to the beach to lay on it to make you happy, but if the fish is flopping around on the beach, is he happy or not? No, that fish is not happy because he's dying. And so we decide, listen, I'm going to help this fish. I know how to make this fish happy. And so we throw a pile of cash on the fish. Just, right? The fish has all the money he could ever need. Is he happy? I don't understand why not. What if we throw a party for the fish and we invite all the mover and shaker fish and all of our best friends? We set up a canopy, there's live music, there's dancing, good times. Is the fish happy? Man, I don't know how a little bit. You're like, what kind of music? Right, what if we set up a social media account for the fish and he gets 1 million followers? Right, he gets an endorsement deal, he's an influencer, he's got likes every time there's a new hot story of fish sizzle. Is fish happy? What if you brought the fish margaritas? Someone's like, I'm happy. Take it easy. It's church. What if you told the fish that they're your best friend and you love them forever and you'll never leave them or abandon them and you'll actually take them to be married and you call the minister of the peace and he comes and he's like, what is wrong with you? Is the fish happy? Why isn't the fish happy with all the things that would obviously make us happy? Because the fish isn't made to be on the beach. The fish is made to be swimming in the water. And nothing will make that fish happy if he's not where he's supposed to be, because the fish was not created for the beach. We understand that when we see a fish out of water. If you find yourself wondering, why aren't you happy in this world? You keep doing all the things, you keep chasing all the stuff, you keep having relationships with all these people and going, why aren't I fulfilled? Why aren't I happy? It's because you're not created for this place to fulfill you. You're not made for this place to find the next thing that promises to deliver just a little bit more. The world promises satisfaction at the cost of disobedience to God and eventual pain to you, dying on a beach you never belonged on. C.S. Lewis, one of my favorite authors, you can obviously tell, says this. It's one of his greatest quotes. We find within ourselves a desire that nothing in this world can satisfy. The most probable explanation is we were made for a different world. The reason that we can't pursue happiness here is because we'll never find it, because you're not made for it. You're a fish on the beach hoping that something will bring you happiness, but we're not designed for happiness. We're designed for holiness. Now, here's the good news. It's your next fill-in. Holiness isn't exclusive to happiness. Right now.